So for the past couple days, I've been reading Five Survive by Holly Jackson. I didn't even get 100 pages in, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for the final product when it's published because I only read Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the first book in the trilogy. I've only read that book, but I'm like comparing the writing style, just everything is like so off and so different from that Good Girl's Guide to Murder book I read. And I'm not gonna waste any more time reading it because I'm just gonna reread it again when it gets publicized. And Five Survive is giving me Survive the Night by Riley Sager vibes, even though I've never read that book. But I'm gonna stop reading Five Survive and I'm gonna read Survive the Night by Riley Sager. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've only read one other book by Riley Sager, and that was Final Girls, and it was good. For what I pictured in my head of Final Girls being, wasn't what I was reading, but I still really enjoyed that book. I did like it. So I have high expectations going into this book. That being said, this book is about Josh Baxter, the man behind the wheel, is a virtual stranger to Charlie. They met at a campus ride board, each looking to share the long drive home to Ohio, but both have a good reason on wanting to get away. For Charlie, it's guilt and grief over the shocking murder of her best friend, who became the third victim of the man known as the campus killer. For Josh, it's to help to care for his sick father, or so he says. The longer she sits in the passenger seat, the more Charlie notices there's something suspicious about Josh. From the holes in his story about his father to how he doesn't want to see her, about how he doesn't want her to see what's inside his trunk. As they travel on the empty, twisty highway in the dead of the night, an increasingly anxious Charlie begins to think she's sharing a car with the campus killer. Is Josh truly dangerous, or is Charlie's jittery mistrust merely a figment of her movie-fueled imagination? One certain thing is, Charlie has nowhere to run and no way to call for help. Trapped in a terrifying game of cat and mouse played out on a pitch-black roads and neon-lit parking lots, Charlie knows the only way to win is to survive the night. Does anybody else do this when they're about to read a hardback book? You take the dust jacket off? That's how I read my hardback books, because I don't want to tear this or like damage it. Okay, so I just got to page 10, not that far I know, but Charlie is talking to her boyfriend, and she has been cleaning out her dorm room and is like looking around her dorm room before she goes on the rideshare car ride. But her boyfriend is there with her, and he says like, you can take more time if you need it, meaning like clearing out the room and deciding to take what she wants, or is like if it's trash or not. But he says, you can take more time if you need it, Robbie says. You don't have to leave tonight. And I can still drive you if you're willing to wait until the weekend. So her boyfriend is willing to take her back home if she waits a couple days till the weekend. Like, wouldn't you wait a couple days to go with your boyfriend instead of this complete stranger? Like, realistically, like, I don't get it. You can wait a couple days. I know, like, she wants to get out of there ASAP, but, like, can't she, like, stay with her boyfriend and not be in that room that she shared with her best friend that was murdered? He stays in a dorm, and it's, like, you know, the strict rules. Maybe that's it, and I need to read further into it and it'll explain that. But I would wait until the weekend. I don't care what mindset I'm in, and I know it wouldn't be a book if she just waited a couple days to go with her boyfriend, drive with him on the weekend. I know that. But that makes the most sense and is most realistic. Like, that just boggled my mind. I'm like, she has an option to opt out of the car ride share board thing. I just don't get that. Like, I know it's a book and it's fictional, but like, there's gotta be realistic qualities to a book to make it good and make it high stakes, you know, and make it a thrill. Because if it's just like so unrealistic, you know what I'm saying? Am I thinking too much into it? That's where I am. I'm gonna continue reading. Charlie understands, but to her waiting even just a few more days is as unthinkable as staying. So she's in that kind of mindset, which I get, but I feel like if her boyfriend actually cared for her, he would like snap her out of him, like yo ass is waiting. That's what I would be like with my friend. I would never let my friend do that. I don't even like, oh, I'll check in with you, keep me with you, keep texting me, blah, blah, blah. That's the last resort. I'm tying you down to a chair and you're staying with me for a couple days. You are not going on a car ride for how many hours in the dark with a stranger. But like I said, this book wouldn't be a book if they took that route. In the 3 days since Charlie announced her intention to leave school. Okay, so I understand a little bit more, like, this is not a spoiler, it's like at page 11, but Charlie and Robbie are breaking up, so maybe that's why she can't stay with him until the weekend. But then again, he did offer her the ride on the weekend. But I guess since like he's in denial of her leaving school and they live 2 states away from each other, so they're not gonna do long distance. But she's just not in the right mindset. Boy, you need to tape her down to a chair and smack her silly. That sounds kinky, but not the direction I was going. So he's being broken up with. So technically, he should still care for her, to where he would like make her realize, wait for the damn weekend when I can drive you home. Or is that just me? So Charlie and Robbie, before she gets with the car ride guy, board share thingy. It's like, it's been worse for you, Robbie says. I understand why you need to do this. I should have understood sooner, and what I hope happens is that your time away will be exactly what you need, and that when the spring semester rolls around, you'll be ready to come back to me. You'll be ready to come back to me. Boy, it's ain't about you. She's dealing with the death of a best friend. Best friend comes before dick. Uteruses before uteruses. I have a sticker that says that actually from my best friend. So true. But I'm like, boy, that's the last thing she's thinking about. First, she wants to get away because of her best friend was murdered. Second, she's gonna be thinking about school. She's not coming back because she already made her mind up. Then you would be on her mind. I swear. Boy has bird brains. But that would be an insult to birds. But apparently Charlie's hit with another pain of guilt as Robbie looks down at her with those huge brown eyes, Bambi eyes, Maddie used to call them. Oh. I can't. I'm only at page 13, y'all. She's reminiscing on when her and Robbie first met. And this is them departing after they first met because they were talking and staying up all night. And how they met was that she was studying in the library and she had books with her. He's like, can I sit with you? She's like, sure. And then they hit it off and start talking. And now he says, just so you know, I wasn't really looking for a place to sit. I just needed an excuse to talk to you. And she's like, why? And he's like, because you're special. I could tell the moment I saw you. I'm like, major eye roll, but I'm like, okay, give it the benefit of the doubt. Keep reading, but no. Just like that, Charlie was smitten. Girl, you need to up your standards. I don't know why this is rubbing me the wrong way. Like, I love romance books. I'm just realizing that all my romance books are written by females. That's probably the reason why. But this is just rubbing me the wrong way. Okay, call me when you get home, Robbie says, no matter how late it is. And call me from the road. If you see a payphone, let me know you're safe. What year is this? So, it is December 2nd. Yeah, I don't think I read anything last week. which this past week, I was sick. I thought I was on my deathbed. Being over dramatic, I know. But I thought it was food poisoning at first, but then a couple days later, my mom got it, and like, you can't pass on food poisoning. But then apparently there's a stomach bug going around at my mom's office, and then I was talking with my best friend who lives in Indiana, and there's something going around in her office too. So like, there's like a stomach bug going around that's so intense, because like, I was going out both ends. I know, TMI, but it was horrific. That was last Thursday, like at the wee hours of the morning, we talking. Like 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. It was not good. But since Sunday, or I don't know, I just can't kick this like unsettled stomach thing. That's where I've been, and I haven't been reading because I've been sick. Anyway, my point is, I haven't been reading because I've been sick. There's a stomach bug going around, y'all. Watch out. I got this far last night from like 100 pages. And holy moly, things have been going down. Like, intense. I'm on 231. There's no chapter number. There is so many twists and turns in one page. Like, holy shit. And then there's another twist that just happened. I'm like, I thought this person was good. What the heck is going on? Whew. Y'all, I haven't been annotating because I can't find my tabbies, but I've been like dog-earing the bottom parts. The one thing I want to say that's not spoiler, because I don't want to spoil y'all, is that now, since I think it's like 100 pages in, it's not one person's point of view anymore. It's not Charlie's point of view anymore. We get the point of view from the supposed killer, and then Robbie, and then this lady. It's kind of weird how all of a sudden it shifts to different point of views, because it was one point of view for so long. It's weird, but like, I kind of would just rather have Charlie's point of view and not the whole different point of views, because we know more information now from other people's point of views and the supposed killer's point of view. But I just kind of wish we were in that mysterious thrill still and didn't know the mind of the supposed killer. I don't know, that's just me. But I really am enjoying this book so far, and I probably will finish it today. But aside from being sick and then getting back to reading this, I'm getting my hair done today because, y'all, it's atrocious. The roots are ridiculous. Hey there, it's future me. I'm currently editing this reading vlog, and I realized I never showed y'all the final product, even though it's maybe like 2 weeks, maybe 3, since I got my hair done. But this was the final product. I just washed my hair today, so that's why it looks nice. And I got my 3 blonde streaks redone, and I got them like added a little bit thicker this time. I realized I never talked about Survive the Night by Riley Sager, because obviously I finished it. I swear I filmed a clip of me talking about this. I just don't know where it went or what happened to it. I don't think I deleted it. I could have sworn I filmed it though. But anyways, so Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I loved everything about it. Everything except probably for the last 100 pages when it took that full plot twist. I feel like since I've read 2 Riley Sager books now, I understand his writing flow. I understand how he puts stories together, because it happened in Final Girls. Now, it happened in this book too. And I'm gonna keep it in mind from when I read Riley Sager books from now on, that the ending of the book is probably gonna feel like a whole different story, because that's how it felt reading Survive the Night. It felt like we started a whole new story. A lot of things shifted. I'm like, wait, you're switching this up now, or adding this now, when it wasn't even throughout the book to be consistent. But I still did enjoy it, but I just felt the ending was a little far-fetched, and I didn't relate to it. It wasn't as triumphant as finding out who the killer was and the ending of it. I still enjoyed it, even though I don't like where it went in the end. Kind of rushed. It was fine, I guess. But I did end up giving this book a 3 out of 5 stars. As you will now see, I am starting to read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. How do you say that last name? Jimenez. Pronunciation.
Jimenez. Jimenez.
How do you slow that down?
Jimenez.
Jimenez?
Jimenez.
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 Jimenez. Okay, so the J is pronounced like a H. Is she Spanish? I severely butchered her last name. If I were to ever butcher a last name, I did with hers. Oh my god. Yeah, she looks Spanish. It just doesn't really. It says she's from Minnesota, but other than that, there's nothing really. I just can't believe how off I was. But now I'm going to read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And this book is about two people who come from opposite, like totally different ways of life. Like, he's a farm boy, he grew up in a small town. She comes from a family of doctors and she lives in the city. And somehow they have like a meet cute and it goes on from there. Yeah. I'm at page 88 of Part of Your World, and you guys, I'm loving this book. I'm cracking up laughing. The humor is so good. It's on point. The romance, oh my gosh. Like, it's just too much to ask for him to be a real person. I still can't find my annotating tabs, so I just been like dog-earing the bottoms of the pages. This made me laugh out loud. Okay, where is it? So Daniel and Alexis, you know, the two main characters, he's going to check up on a neighbor because something happened. The whole story, it's a small town they live in, so everyone knows everyone. And like, there's an old man, didn't make his rounds in. He's like always on time to make his morning rounds, so someone called him. And they checked on him and he fell, but like, he's like, Pops, is Jean still cleaning for you? It's like, when was the last time she was here? A long sound of Popeye is his name because he like does that. Is relieving himself from the bathroom. I told her to piss off weeks ago. I dragged a hand down my face. This place looks like shit. I started gathering all the clothes and tossing them into a pile. Who's doing your laundry? The bathroom door opened. He came out grumbling. I'm doing it. She did a crap job. Made my t-shirt smell like petunias. I'm loving this book. At the beginning, we hop right into them meeting each other, and it's not forced at all. It's not even like insta love either, even though the situation of it is, but it's blended in such a good way that there's a genuine connection there. And sometimes the inner dialogue is a bit like eye roll because so far it hasn't gotten, it was mostly at the beginning, but now that I'm reading more, the inner dialogue has gotten a little bit better. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, like that self-deprecating way or something, like melodramatic. It was a little bit like that at the beginning, but it's fine so far. The writing is so good, the dialogue is hilarious. I love the characters. I'm not even, guys, I have so much more to go and I'm in love with this book. Prediction 5 stars. But I had to like update and tell you guys that one line because it made me wheeze laughing. I've never had a book that made me like wheezing laugh. This book did it. Okay, so I'm 204 pages in, and like I said, I'm loving this book. It's hitting me in all the right places. It's funny, it's lighthearted, it's warm, it's so good. The romance, I thought it was like a closed door, fade to black romance until like a couple chapters ago. Oh boy. It's like not like steamy. It does get like detailed, but like not smut by any means. I'm in love with this book. I'm in love with the characters. The pressure she has from her family because she comes from a medical family field of surgeons, and she's like a mere ER doctor, which is still like impressive. But she has a brother, and he was in the medical field, but then he left because he wanted to marry someone like a commoner, as the family would put it. But she's the wife who her brother marries is not a commoner. She is loaded. And I hate Neil, Alexis' ex. He is a grade A douchebag. Same with her dad. He is unbelievable. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. But this scene, I've dog-eared so many ends because I still can't find my annotation tabs. But we're at a point where she is spending the night with Daniel, and all of a sudden, like, her friend, or Daniel's friend, calls him because there's an emergency of the small town. Someone's giving birth, and it's like the ambulance for the hospital is like 40 minutes away, and she's crowning. And it's so funny because I saw her body tense with another contraction. Okay, ready? Here we go. Big breath in and hold it. We're pushing for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Good job. 4, 5. Making good progress. 7, 8, 9. Good. Hannah gasped. Obviously the one giving birth. I know it hurts, I said, Alexis saying this. But just think, now you'll know what it feels like for a man with a cold. I died laughing, y'all. Oh my god. This book, my new fave. I really hope it continues to be good from here out. And I know I look like a potato, but I had to get on here because of the scene. I love it. Okay, another example of this book that I love it. After she delivered the baby and the girl gave birth, Daniel stood when he saw me, and everyone looked at me expectantly because apparently like the whole town came because they're that close of a small town. And she said, I smiled and put my hands up. It's a girl. The whole house erupted into cheer. I got hugs from about 3 dozen people before David saved me. Ugh, I love it. He hustled me into a corner, slipped his arms around my waist, beaming at me. So you don't know how to peel potatoes, but you can deliver a baby? Alexis answers, what, like it's hard? He laughed and kissed me. I didn't care what he did in front of everyone either. Hannah came out on a stretcher with a beaming Amelia, her partner, next to her. And as soon as they were gone, the weirdest thing happened. The house guests didn't leave. They mobilized. They poured into the bedroom and started stripping the bed. There was someone emptying the dishwasher. Someone turned on a vacuum. The smell of Windex and pine sol drifted around us. The front door was still open, and I could see half a dozen people outside pulling weeds and mowing the lawn. Person after person streamed in with foil-covered casserole dishes, and someone was stationed in the kitchen, receiving them and putting them into the freezer. What are they doing? I asked, looking around at the activity. They're doing what we do, Daniel said. We take care of each other. Something about it made me feel a little emotional. This was more than just a handful of their closest friends. This was a whole town. The whole town was here. This wasn't just a community. This was a family. Popeye shuffled and pulled up to us holding a toolbox. Even he was helping. Hi, how are you feeling? I asked. He looked at me with one eye squeezed shut. Nifty coincidence you're here, wouldn't you say? He didn't wait for me to answer. He gave Daniel a knowing nod and hobbled off toward the garage, mumbling to himself. What was that about? I asked, looking up at Daniel. He's got this theory about the town. I tilted my head. Hey, do you know how to make a quiche? He peered down at me. Quiche? Yeah. Will you show me? He shrugged. Sure. We can make one tonight and have it for breakfast. I think I'm going to want you to show me a lot of things, Daniel. There's a lot I need to learn. Because she comes from a privileged background. She doesn't know how to cook. She never cleaned. She never washed her clothes because they had maids growing up. And Daniel is showing her that side because she always feels incompetent, and he feels incompetent compared to her because she has a medical degree, but then he knows things she doesn't know, and she knows things that he doesn't, yeah. I loved it. This is my new favorite book. 5 stars. 5 stars. This book is everything I want in my life for romance. I want a Daniel. Where can I find me one? It's fun. It's lovable. It's heartbreaking, but it's so many things. I want more of their story, of their love story. I haven't read this book yet, and you love, and you grow with them so much through the book, and it's heartbreaking, but it's like so worth it. It's not a smutty romance book, even though there are some scenes in here that it's not explicit, but it's like detailed, but it's done in like a good way. It's not smut, but you get all the feels because of how romantic it is. Okay, I'm gonna go eat my feelings now. So it has been a couple days since I last checked in with y'all from finishing Part of Your World. I love that book, and sorry about the lighting, I'm just now realizing the lighting is so dim. But my mom and I went to our home state in Indiana to visit my grandma's gravesite because it's her birthday. So I was driving all weekend, emotions were high, so I just didn't feel like reading. It is Tuesday, I didn't even read yesterday either. But I did start this book, Too Good to Be True by Carol Lovering. Well, hey there. So, I started to read Too Good to Be True by Carol Lovering, and guess what? I'm still on page 2. And I think I'm gonna end this reading vlog here since I read 2 books, and I wanna start a new book, but I wanna dedicate a reading vlog entirely to that book that I'm gonna start reading, because I need to figure out if I'm in a book slump or it's just the book I chose wasn't fitting the vibes at the right time of what I need to read, because I'm a mood reader. So I'm not gonna read Too Good to Be True by Carol Lovering right now. I will sometime in my lifetime, but I just want to come on here and end this reading vlog to start a new one with this book that I have right beside me that I'm gonna start reading soon. But this is the ending of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you want more videos by me, and I'll see you guys later. Like, literally, well, I guess for you it's in maybe like a week. For me, it's then, okay, bye!